Today, Better Business Bureau is releasing its in-depth study titled Fakes Are Not Fashionable, a BBB study of the epidemic of counterfeit goods sold online. A copy is included in your press kits, which you will get after the conference. Joining me today is Special Agent Angie Salazar from Homeland Security Investigations, Melanie Ducanel, President and CEO of Better Business Bureau serving Eastern Michigan and the Upper Peninsula, and Consumer Protection Division Chief for the Michigan Department of Attorney General, who have all seen the impact this fraud can have on consumers. In a moment, they will share their experiences. This study includes information about what goods are counterfeited, who is behind the fake products, how common and costly this fraud is, who the victims are, the consequences of buying counterfeit goods, how such goods are marketed, and some valuable tips and recommendations. The focus of the study is on online sales of counterfeit goods. Angie M. Salazar is the Acting Special Agent in charge for Homeland Security Investigations in Michigan and Ohio. Homeland Security Investigations focuses on identifying criminal organizations who exploit legitimate trade by selling counterfeit goods with no regard to compromising health and public safety, the economy, and the national defense. Special Agent Salazar.
Good morning again. My name is Angie Salazar, and I am the Acting Special Agent in charge for Homeland Security Investigations, also known as HSI. Thank you, Assistant Attorney General Catherine and Better Business Bureau President and CEO Melanie. Thank you for all you do on behalf of business and industry throughout not only the Detroit area, but also around the country. As the principal investigative agency in the Department of Homeland Security, HSI stands at the forefront of the U.S. government's response to intellectual property theft, enforcement of its trade laws, and e-commerce. Among its many missions, HSI protects public health and safety, the U.S. economy, and our war fighters by keeping dangerous and substandard products out of commerce. We at HSI take great pride in the partnerships we have created with an eye toward brand protection for a cross-section of business and industry that includes automotive, apparel, electronics, jewelry, health and beauty, just to name a few. The Intellectual and Property Rights Center is the federal government's response to combat global intellectual property theft and protect commerce to include e-commerce. The center brings together 20 U.S. partner agencies along with 5 international agencies that include Interpol, Europol, and the governments of Canada, Mexico, and the United Kingdom. In Michigan, HSI has established the Global Trade Task Force, which is a multi-agency team from U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the Drug Enforcement Administration, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration Criminal Investigations, and the Department of Commerce's Bureau of Industry and Security. Our Global Trade Task Force and the Intellectual Property Rights Center allow us to effectively leverage the resources, skills, and authorities of each partner and provide a comprehensive response to investigations. The primary goal of all these efforts is to ensure a level playing field for American innovators and creators, while protecting the market that allows American businesses to operate in a fair and free and open marketplace while protecting the American consumer. HSI is also aggressive in ensuring that imported vehicles and their components are manufactured according to the Department of Transportation standards. HSI is equally aggressive in investigating the importation and distribution of counterfeit or substandard medicines and medical products. We work with the FDA and others to ensure that the medicines your doctors prescribe will have the intended result. Increasingly, we see consumers buying online medical and household products. However, we face many challenges since the value of global trade in counterfeit and pirated goods is projected at $1.8 trillion, and the losses suffered due to online counterfeit globally amounts to $430 billion US in 2017. Our Global Trade Task Force has been operational only for a short period of time, and during their first surge operation in Michigan, they seized more than $1.1 million in counterfeit merchandise and counterfeit prescription drugs. which were likely purchased online. Every day, we see or read stories about people victimized by counterfeits. Here are just a couple of highlights. In Minnesota, a man was hospitalized for more than a week after being badly injured by a counterfeit phone charger purchased on the internet. And in Michigan, a teen was left partially blind in one eye after wearing a pair of counterfeit costume contacts. Counterfeiting is a multifaceted issue, and now more than ever, with the added concealment of the internet. Transnational criminal organizations take advantage of the concealment to further their crimes and international reach. As we all know, we cannot arrest or seize our way out of this problem. We must continue to work with business and industry to heighten public awareness about these dangers. That's why today is so important, bringing public awareness to the issue and the release of the Better Business Bureau's Fakes Are Not Fashionable study, an excellent document that highlights the trends, threats, and growing epidemic of counterfeit goods. We urge consumers to protect themselves by getting informed. Again, I would like to thank the Better Business Bureau for this opportunity to join you today and for being a vital partner in this fight. Please accept my best wishes for a prosperous year in the marketplace. I'd like to now turn it over to President and CEO Ellen Duquesnoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Angie, because quite honestly, some of the statistics that Angie provided us today are way in excess of what our study had shown. So I'm going to take copious notes from that and just say, whoa, I cannot believe just how bad this is. But good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for joining us. I wanted to say that most consumers are shopping online, and studies are showing that 1 in 4 people have received a counterfeit product that was purchased online. Since most of these sales are done online through credit card transactions, we're asking credit card companies to be vigilant in terms of helping with chargebacks and policing those kind of situations. But the real question is, how do consumers encounter counterfeiters? Consumers are often looking for the best price on the high quality brand name goods. The search for a good deal may lead to a fake website selling counterfeit goods at a low price that's still close enough to the expected price of the real thing. Therefore, it doesn't raise suspicions that it might not be real. Though we tend not to think about it, there are reasons people like to buy brand name products. We know these companies depend on repeat purchases, and want to ensure that their goods are of high quality. These companies stand behind their products, and heaven forbid if there's a problem, they will do what they need to do. Far too often, websites steal photos of real brand name products and post them for sale online. But the goods they provide are counterfeits. This is not just fake watches, purses, or sunglasses. Today, almost anything that can be shipped can be and is being counterfeited. This includes things like phone chargers, cosmetics, travel mugs, sports jerseys, prom and wedding dresses, and ink and toner for the business community. Many of these products don't work correctly, and many pose tangible health and safety risk. Counterfeit medicines from online pharmacies are also a serious problem. These are not isolated situations. The Better Business Bureau has received thousands of complaints from victims. Counterfeiting may cost as much as $1,000 per year for every adult in the country. Pretty significant numbers. A vast majority of these products come from China. There is a broad agreement in law enforcement. There are highly organized criminal groups behind all of this. Customs agents seize billions of dollars worth of counterfeit products every year, but clearly many of these slip past them. Most of the products now arrive through the mail or package delivery services. Counterfeit gangs engage in deception in selling goods online. One of 3 things may happen if you place an order from one of these groups. 1, what is delivered is a poor imitation of an authentic product. Or 2, you may not even get the product. But 3, and this is my most fun one, or they may send you something that is completely different than ordered. For example, in some cases, people have ordered a cordless drill simply to get a screwdriver. Guess who got screwed? In fact, One expert in this area estimates that people receive nothing or something completely different 70% or more of the time. That's not all though. Something else we found in this study that these same groups also have sites that use deception to offer goods that do not have a trademark. For example, BBB has received about 2,000 complaints about handmade quilts made in Salem, Oregon, supposedly. But most of these victims never received anything, or for those that might have gotten a quilt, got what they considered as junk. These goods are being shipped from China. So where do you find these sites on the internet? Unfortunately, the answer is almost everywhere. Social media, Facebook, Instagram, include massive numbers of counterfeit goods. This is a big problem also for Amazon. More than half the sales on Amazon are made through third-party sellers. More than half of these third-party sellers also include counterfeiters. It is difficult for Amazon to verify such goods without Amazon taking possession of those items before sale to the end user. Amazon has recently announced that they are taking new steps to deal with counterfeiters. It will add special barcodes to authentic goods, so they will know that the goods sold by Amazon are real. It will also allow brands to log in and directly remove third-party sellers offering counterfeit products. Unfortunately, it's not easy to detect a website selling counterfeit products. Positive product reviews are often faked with such sites. We recommend checking out the website or the company for free at bbb.org before making an online purchase. People who get counterfeit goods, or nothing at all, should complain and request their money back. Credit card companies will often let people receive a chargeback on their credit cards. In the US, consumers may need to contact the customer service department of a company selling the authentic good to help in establishing that the goods they received were counterfeit. Pictures of counterfeit goods and screenshots of the website where the goods were ordered will help with the counterfeit verification process. In Canada, for our Canadian friends, the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre helps victims with chargebacks and has helped 42,000 victims get refunds totaling $4.7 million. Disputing a credit card charge is important, but that's not just because of a refund. Credit card companies monitor chargebacks, all chargebacks, and use them to identify and cut off crooked companies. This data is important to help them deal with counterfeiting operations. eBay and PayPal also have policies allowing for refunds. Victims do not need to send the counterfeit products back to the seller to get a refund. Because most of these sales are paid by credit cards, we are calling on credit card companies to step up their efforts and cut off counterfeit operations, along with credit card payment processors to combat those that provide merchant accounts to sellers of counterfeit products. Please go to bbb.org to register a complaint, report a scam, check out a business, and to obtain BBB's full study on counterfeit goods sold online. Now, I would like to introduce you to a very dear friend, Ms. Catherine Barron. She is, I call you the Assistant Attorney General. But I guess your department, I'll leave you to introduce your new title. But Catherine is a very solid consumer protection advocate.
Thank you, Melanie. Good morning. Thank you for being here today and covering this very important topic to help Michigan consumers. In fact, protecting Michigan consumers is one of Attorney General Dana Nessel's top priorities. That's why I am so proud to stand here today with our partners at the Better Business Bureau with a message that will help our state's residents be more informed consumers and keep a watchful eye on businesses that fail to act in good faith. More and more Michigan consumers are going online to shop for goods and services through third-party retailers like Amazon and eBay. The study announced today shows, the study announced by the BBB shows that 1 in 10 Americans shop online. And we all know that one who is shopping online is buying stuff for the other 9. That increased convenience also comes with increased risk of being scammed. In fact, as Melanie mentioned, 1 in 4 people have bought something online that turned out to be counterfeit or fake. That's according to the report issued today. These scammers take advantage of consumers who are looking for a good deal on usually an expensive item. These scammers are absolute experts in recreating counterfeit goods that are nearly identical to the real deal. As the chief consumer advocate of Michigan, the Attorney General's role is to protect all Michiganders from unscrupulous businesses. Over the years, our office has prosecuted dozens of cases, including most recently a Genesee County business that was selling counterfeit Detroit Tiger merchandise. Another case involved an individual selling counterfeit North Face branded products. During the investigation, the Michigan State Police seized items worth more than $125,000. Now, had those items been authentic, their retail value would have been worth more than $800,000. And just this year, Attorney General Dana Nessa's office has received 3 complaints on counterfeit goods from consumers, all of which came from online purchases. Now, 3 complaints, you're right, that's not very many. These crimes are severely underreported, and that's part of why we're here today, to get more reports and to educate consumers. And while the most common ages affected by these scams tend to be young to middle-aged adults, these scams really affect everyone. Websites often look quite professional. It's easy to make a professional-looking website. That makes it tough for us to tell whether it's the real deal or not. But the good news is there are ways that you can spot these scams before becoming a victim, and I'm going to go over a few of them. Check to see if the website has a physical address. Is there something bricks and mortars associated with this? Or is it just online? Review the company's About section of their website. If it's awkwardly written, it's often a good indicator that that's a scamming business. Take a look at the company's reviews on the Better Business Bureau's website. But above all else, the most important thing to do is if you become a victim, report it. And here's how. Number 1, always keep the product. It's the only proof that you have that you received a counterfeit good. Number 2, notify the seller that you received a counterfeit good and you are retaining it for the manufacturer and law enforcement authorities. Always request a refund, of course. Number 3, notify the manufacturer. They are often the one in the best position to go after these folks. They have skin in the game. They want to know about it. Notify the online third-party retailer of the counterfeit good. This would be eBay or Amazon. Now, you can open a dispute case on the company's website. That's typically found on the customer support page. Providing actual photos of the counterfeit good is a good idea. Notify the credit card company. Melanie mentioned this. We advise consumers when you buy something online, do it with a credit card. This allows you to ask for a chargeback. File a complaint with our office at mi.gov/AG complaints. And of course, file with Better Business Bureau. Together, all of us can do more to crack down on counterfeit goods and protect the health, safety, and pocketbooks of all Michiganders. Thank you.